What up, everybody? It's your boy Hally back again, Gvg Podcast, Detroit representative to the day that I die, east side in the building and all that good stuff. I hope you blessed. I hope this message finds you blessed. Y'all know what it is. It's GVG. It's God versus gods, the true God versus the people and things and deities that we choose to worship and put in front of him. Y'all know we drop episodes every Thursday. I get my points off the phone, then I go off the fly. Y'all ready? It's already done. Right back like I left something. What up, GVG family? Let's get into it. So today I want to talk about how America has fooled us all. Yes, they have duped us all. They have tricked us all. Not just black, not just white, not just atheists, not just Christians. They have duped us all. They have tricked us into these so-called race wars and all this inward fighting, and they use that as the smokescreen when classism is the real divide. I hope y'all feel me. Y'all ready? Let's go. This is America has fooled us all. So before we get started, I guess I'll give you a little bit of backstory with what I'm talking about. A lot of us don't believe that America has fooled us. They don't believe that America has tricked us, has bamboozled us into these race wars and all these crazy things that we sit up here and we go back and forth and fight with each other outside of races, and we fight within our races. Every day you see something on your TV screen or your phone that rouse you up in your emotions and have you thinking, those black people this and those white people that and those Asian people this and those this and that, and fighting, and Christians saying this and Buddhists saying this. It's every day. They always find something or some way to divide us as people when really we are all the same. We all have to eat. We all have to sleep. We all have to drink water. We all have to get up and go to work every day. We get sick. We cry. We laugh. We have pain. We have joy. As human beings, we are all the same. But the media has done its job in making us think that we are so different or so superior or so inferior, when in actuality, we are the same. So today we're going to break down a few of these things just so I can let you know how the US of A has duped us all. Let's go. First point, America has changed our values and morals with capitalism. The US of A has changed our morals and values with capitalism. Yes, people, it has happened right up under our nose. And now it has gone so far that we don't really know how to get back to square one. Capitalism is everything in America because it's a corporation. People understand. They make us think that it's about race wars, but it's really about classism. We sitting around here fighting each other while they getting all of the money, they getting all of the other properties, they getting everything in order while we're sitting up here fighting amongst each other when we all have to go to the same jobs. We all have to live check to check. We're all paying car notes and house notes and trying to figure out how we're going to pay for gas and how we're going to buy school clothes and food and all of these things. And guess what? They're laughing all the way to the bank. Well, today it's time to break some of this stuff down. It's time to fight back because it seemed like they got their foot on our necks and we have never been able to do anything. Well, today I'm trying to kickstart it into play. Y'all ready? Let's go. America has changed our morals and values with capitalism. Let's take it back. We can talk about biblical times. If you look at the way the old school and the old school did it, and I'm not trying to be sexist or this or that, I'm just talking about how they did it before capitalism. A man was valued by going out and finding food. A man was valued by going out and making his place in the world. He had to bring home the bacon, as they used to say. He was the breadwinner. He was the man that went out and put his life on the line every day so his kids could eat and so his wife could eat. Women outside of that, their worth was in, oh, you brought home the food? It's time for me to cook. It's time for me to clean. It's time for me to nurture these children. Men would teach their sons how to be men. They would grow them up from a boy to a man, and they would learn the same things that they learned. A woman would teach her daughter how to grow up and learn the same things that she did. She learned how to be a wife. A man learned how to be a husband. He learned how to be a father. A girl learned how to be a mother. Now, in today's time, that's considered taboo. But it worked for them. I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm not saying that that's how we're supposed to live. What I'm saying is it worked for them in their time. This was before capitalism. This was before we tried to capitalize on other people by having something to take their money and our pockets get fatter. So we fast forward to America, the American dream, the place that everybody wants to go to, Vegas and California and New York and all these places. The place I'm from, Detroit, with the automotive burst, the boom that they had where all the people in the 50s and the 60s, they all went to work and they, I worked here for 30 years. I worked here for 20 years and it was the thing. Get your pension, get a car and all of that type of stuff. Get your picket fence, get the American dream. So a lot of the things that changed with capitalism. When men started to say, it wasn't just about my family. It wasn't just about me making it and getting by. It wasn't about me going out and hunting or me going out and making sure that I had food on the table, just enough for today and then do it all over again tomorrow. Capitalism came through all of the nations. Colonialism, if you want to say. Capitalism came through and it changed simplicity into complexity. Everything became complex. There were so many nations who were simple. We call them third world countries because they aren't as complex as us. But what you don't understand is they live a simple life and they love living a simple life. They're peaceful people. What happened in America? Every place that they went to, every place that the Americans went to, it changed. The Asian burst of colonialism, the African burst of colonialism. You can go down the line. Every time that colonialism popped into a culture, it changed it. And it changed the morals and the values of that people. I know you've seen the movies before where the Japanese man walks up with a suit and a cigar and a hat, and everyone else is in these old clothes that you've never seen before. He has been with the people who colonizes people. He has been with the person who says, we got blueprints, we want to put a railroad through this place, but you have to convince them. The Uncle Tom comes out, the Chicken George comes out. The one person who looks like you, talks like you, acts like you, he has changed his moral compass to be the conduit to mess up your civilization. We're not going to get too deep into that. We're going to go to the next point, but I just want to give y'all some backstory on how America has changed the morals and values with capitalism, and they've done it everywhere that they've went. And now we are stuck in the middle of it, in the midst of it, right to this day, 2024 going into 2025. Let's go, y'all. Do you remember when the American dream was get a nice job, find me a wife, find me that picket fence in that house, eventually we have children and a dog, and we barbecue on Saturdays and go to church and, live our life. The American dream was to have that picket fence family with the dog and just live out your days happily and peaceful. That was the American dream. Because so many people were coming from places where that wasn't possible. The American dream was this melting pot that we have of different people coming here, of different cultures, of different nationalities, of different ethnicities. They came here in hopes of a dream. But we didn't know that that dream was disguised in a nightmare. We didn't know that that dream was disguised in capitalism and money. They wanted you to come here because they wanted you to work for them to get them richer. So you fast forward to today. American men and women chase money and material and not family. Dual income, no kids. American men and women in today's time chase money and material and not family. We put the dead things over the things that have life. The urban culture, the city streets, everyone's looking to make another dollar. Everyone's hustling. Everyone's trying to figure out how to make more. Everyone wants more. Everyone needs more. Everyone wants a better car, a bigger house, more shoes, more clothes. I got to figure this out. I got to figure that out. I got to keep up with the Joneses. I got to be better than the Williams. I got to be doing things that no one else is doing. I got to be the leader. But in actuality, what are you doing? I don't think we understand that somewhere along the lines of you chasing all of those things, you replaced your family. Priority list. The priority list was what? Your creator, your family, and then you. It can go in any order, but those were the priorities. We had a duty to the one that made us, and we had a duty to the ones that lived under our roof. That was our duty. We didn't care about all of the other things in life. Somewhere along the lines, money replaced God, and money replaced family. And now we are stuck in a place where that is the norm. The norm is money over God. The norm is money over family. The norm is money over compassion. A lot of us will work 80 hours, 90 hours, 100 hours every week, killing ourselves in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, just to get money, to get wealth, just to get the money, just to get the almighty dollar, and we chase it. And in the midst of chasing that, you neglect your family, you neglect the time spent, you neglect all of those things because you're so busy trying to buy the iPhone and the BMW and the bigger home and all of those things. And before you know it, you lose your family in the process. You lose yourself in the process. You lose those morals and values that you had because of capitalism. I tell you, capitalism causes neglect. When you chasing something, you got to leave something behind. Every time you chase something, you leave something behind. And you're chasing things that are dead, and you are neglecting things that are alive. I'm not saying that we don't have to. We all got to get out here and work. We all got to work 40-hour jobs. We all got to do something to make ends meet. I'm not talking about making the ends meet. I'm talking about you going above and beyond. Oh no, the Honda Civic ain't good enough. I got to get $100,000 car. The $50,000, $100,000 home ain't good enough. I got to get the $500,000 home. All the little Walmart pool ain't good enough. I got to get the big pool where I need a pool boy. I got to get it. And I'm not saying that anything is wrong with you trying to have nice things. All I'm saying is in the process of this, a lot of us lose ourselves. A lot of us, we lose that person who we were before we wanted all of these things. And this is what capitalism does. In the midst of you trying to get to the top of that mountain, you have to strip away a lot of things. When you look at a lot of famous actors and celebrities and all of those people, they started out with a moral compass that eventually got stripped away as they got higher and higher. Every level that you reach, there's something that you have to tear away, and there's something that you have to gain. You started out as a little fish, and then you ended up a shark. And that shark got to swim and it got to eat. It ain't worried about nothing else anymore. Capitalism causes neglect. You neglect yourself. You neglect your health. You neglect your family. You neglect your friends. You neglect happiness. You neglect joy. You neglect relationships. All for the almighty dollar, for the capitalism. You are chasing dead things, and in the midst of that, you are leaving behind things that are alive. This machine, this beast, chews you up and it spits you out. When they can capitalize off of your image, when they can make money off of you and your image, they are all for it. You are in that machine and you are spinning. But the minute that they can't capitalize off of you anymore, there's a scandal, there's a death, there's something that happens. There's something that tears you away from that same machine, that same beast that catapulted you into existence. That same beast will use the same energy, time, and effort to take you down, to make you crazy, to find death. There's some kind of way that you're going to seem crazy, Kanye West. Some kind of way that you are going to seem insensitive, Kyrie Irving. There's some type of way that they're going to make you seem like you're a predator, Bill Cosby, Prince, Tyler Perry, Michael Jackson, whoever you are. This same system that builds you up is the same system that's going to chew you up and spit you out. It's the same system that makes people love you, and it's the same system that makes people hate you or think you are crazy. The minute that you can't make money for them, you become expendable. And once you're up so high, there's no place to go but down. People talk a lot about rock bottom, but they never talk about cloud nine. Cloud nine is great, but eventually you will reach your pinnacle, and the fall is hard. The poor is a collective. There are systems in place to keep you sleeping, stupid, and staying a consumer. You didn't think about the poor being a collective? There are percentages, there are statistics. You know how they say the 1% has all the money? The millionaires, the billionaires, the trillionaires? What about the other 99%? There's a 1%, the trillionaires, the billionaires, the 100 millionaires. And then there's a percentage of people who make six figures. And then after that, there's a big percentage of us who only make $80,000, $50,000, $30,000. The C average people, the ones who barely made it out of high school, the ones who went to public school, the ones who work at Taco Bell and Amazon and the warehouses and drive trucks and dump garbage. We are the poor. We are the collective. We are the bottom feeders. We are the ones who are getting fed to the wolves day in and day out. Consumerism. Every day you turn on your TV, Jeep Cherokee, Rolex watch. Oh, go to this place, go to that place, buy Dairy Queen, buy Burger King, buy McDonald's, buy these clothes, buy this shirt. They are selling us consumerism off of our check-to-check weeks, our check-to-check lives. They literally treat us like bottom feeders. Celebrities treat us like bottom feeders. We buy tickets to shows and then we go back home and we're broke. We buy Gucci and Rolex and BMWs and then we're broke. We do this every week. We got to pay a car note. We got to pay car insurance. We got to pay a mortgage. We got to pay all of these bills, DTE, consumers, and all of these things that are out here. We have to pay for our phone bills. We have to pay for the iPhones. We have to pay for the Androids. We have to pay for the Jordans. Every day they feed us consumerism and they feed us sleepiness. We are sleep. We are cattle. We are sheep. They sway us every day. Oh, police killed somebody. Oh, this happened, that happened. Oh, the Democrats are saying this. The Republicans are saying this. These people are all rich. They are not living our lifestyles. A lot of them can't work 40 to 50 hours a week. A lot of them can't lift up bumpers. They can't make cars. They can't make packaging. They can't do the things that we do. They can't live this normal life that we live. But we don't understand that they are feeding us the pill of being sleepy. They are feeding us sleeping pills. They are feeding us consumer pills. They are feeding us race wars. They are feeding us things that keep us divided and negative towards each other when we are all the same. When I punch in to work, there's white people, there's black people, there's Asians, there's Mexicans, there's all kinds of people, and we all have to do the same work. We all got to punch in at the same time. We all take lunch at the same time, and we all punch out at the same time. We all go home and we live our little lives, and then we do it all over again. But we sit up here acting as if there is such a divide. Oh, I'm superior. Oh, I'm inferior. How? You are under the same system that I am under. We are oppressed the same exact way. So for me to think I'm higher or lower than you, that is a lie. America has duped us into thinking that we need race wars and we need inward fighting, when that is just the smokescreen to them continuing making money and continue to capitalize off of our sleepiness, off of us being cattle, off of us being sheep. Understand this on today, people. They want us to stay bottom feeders. And the minute that one of us finds a way out, they say you are with us now. Understand that once a person gets in that millionaire category, or the 10 million or the 20 million or the 100 million, they're not with us anymore. Now they're with them. This is a thing that a lot of people don't know. With what I just said, the rich people are partners with all of these American corporations. They are partners with America to keep us consumers. They are partners with America to keep us going with the narratives, to keep us asleep, to keep us as sheep and as cattle. Some people are waking up, but a lot of us are still asleep. A lot of us would rather stay asleep. And that's what they call the matrix. Your favorite artist, your favorite influencer, your favorite person, the president, all the people that you see on TV, the people you see on social media, they reach a certain status to where they become a part of the circus. They are the ringmasters and we are the animals. They are the puppet masters and we are the puppets. They tell us what to do, what to like, what to not like, and we go along with it. Why do you think you're fighting so hard for Trump, or fighting so hard for Biden, or fighting so hard for Democrat or Republican, or fighting so hard for white or black, or fighting so hard for rich or poor, or fighting so hard? There's so much divide in this world, and it's not you. It's what's being pushed upon you. It's what's being pushed in your natural spirit. Your natural spirit wants to collectively be with people, regardless of their color. But there's something out here that is telling you that there is a divide. There's something out here that's telling you you are superior or you are inferior to others. And eventually it gets into your subconscious and your spirit until you start to believe it, and then you start to live that as if that is your way of life. A lot of the rich people are what you would call the lucky ones. But they are caught up in a whirlwind. They are caught up in a storm, a hurricane, a tornado. They are caught up in a system, a beast system, where they have to continue to keep their fronts up and doing what they're doing. Because if they don't, they get chewed up and spit out. And what happens? They're right there with us as bottom feeders yet again. People, do not trick yourself into thinking that rich people aren't part of the game. They are partnered with America and all of these corporations to keep you a consumer. And that takes me to the rapper and influencer of today. These people are not wealthy. These people are glorified consumers. These are the people who have made it to a certain point. So you may buy a Kia, but they have enough money to buy a Benz or a Bugatti. You may shop at JCPenney or Kmart or Walmart. They have the money to shop at Macy's and Louis Vuitton. You may buy shoes from Foot Locker, but they can go to Rodeo Drive and get whatever they want. You may buy Bud Light, but they can buy Cristal. You might buy Jose Cuervo, but they can buy the best tequila on the market. Now, to a lot of us, we feel that that's the game. They're the ones, they're the people. We're not understanding that we are admiring them only because they are able to buy what we are buying, but in a better form. So it makes us think that they are better than us, when in actuality, they are just heightened and glorified consumers. They are literally just doing the same thing that you are doing with more money. They're making someone rich also. So every time you go on TikTok or Facebook or wherever it is, you see people who have garnered enough audience to be able to try and sell you something. Oh, I get paid if you buy this, if you do this, if you do that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just letting you know that a lot of these people have fought tooth and nail to get to a point to be a part of that other side. I want to be a part of the supplier instead of the consumer. But what happens is now they are looking at you as a dollar sign, as money, as a check, instead of a fellow person. Understand that, people. Influencers and rappers are just glorified consumers. And once they get to a certain point, they are going to be used to try and make you an even bigger consumer. So one thing I always was saying, like when I was growing up, you know, we were really into the rap. We were really into the hip hop and into the culture and all of that. And I never asked myself that question till I got older, is who are the rappers making rich? When we was coming up, it was Jacob the Jeweler. Everybody would go to Jacob the Jeweler. And, you know, for us, it was about to shine, but we didn't realize that these dudes was paying up everything. So whether that rapper continues to stay rich or go broke, Jacob the Jeweler is going to stay in business because all of the rappers are influencing anyone who has money to go to this man. So this is one of the things that I see with us in this hip hop culture. This glorified consumerism is a rapper will make a supplier popular. A rapper will make a supplier popular. And once he makes him popular, all the other rappers and people who have money will go to them. So if they make BMW popular, Gucci, Rolex, whatever it is, they have set the standard for the rest of the culture. And the rest of the culture is going to follow behind, because if you got it, I got to have it, and I got to do better than you. You spent $80,000, I got to spend $100,000. Not realizing that the person is going to take in all of your money, and we're going to continue to make them richer and richer. When their family isn't wearing that. Their family don't got $100,000 chain around their neck. Our family does. Priorities, people. And I think the worst thing about that is we think that we are nothing if we don't have what they have. And that's what the wealthy families bank on. It's the routine of us going to them. We value diamonds. We value gold. We value new shoes. We value fast cars. We value, all of this merchandise and material. We value all of these things. We value McDonald's. We value name brands. We value so many things. And these wealthy families, not rich families, wealthy families bank off of us having the mindset of, I want the best of everything, even though I'm not rich, even though this is going to make me broke, even though next week I'll be struggling to pay my rent. But to everyone else, I'm going to look like the man. So this is something that has been introduced into American culture. At first it was a black thing, but now it's American culture, period. Now you see people of all nationalities wanting to, I gotta wear the Jordans, I gotta have the best car, I gotta have the best hairstyle and the best outfit, and you look around and you say, wow, America has done its job. The curses of the African American is now on everyone. Because now everyone believes that they have to be the best of the best just to exist in this world. It's backwards thinking, people. Another thing that America has done its job on is inflation. That's why I say I don't care who you are. You can be racist, you can be prejudiced, but it's not going to change the fact that you go to the same grocery store that I do. in that you're still going to have to pay the same amount for eggs and cheese and cereal and gas and all of those things. So you can be as racist as you want to be, but it's not going to take away the fact that we pay the same price for a pack of gum. It's not going to take away the fact that we pay the same price for an oil change. Funeral homes charge the same whether you're white or black or Asian or whatever nationality you want to be. Transgender, whatever you are, caskets cost the same. Understand that on today, people. That you can claim to be this, you can claim to be that, but at the end of the day, America is going to charge you the same amount as it is for anybody else. America has done its job when it comes to debt. If you looked up the statistics, there's a crazy percentage of us that are in debt. That's America. America is a corporation, and in turn, most of us are in debt. Most of us will be in debt when we die because we don't know how to work this system. This system works us. We are taught to be workers. We are public school, see average people. And we go into this world getting car notes and mortgages and all of those things, going to church, paying tithes, and some of us end up on welfare. We got student loans, all of these. There's debt everywhere. You get a car, it's debt. You even have layaway for clothes. Debt. Credit. Oh, credit cards. Credit. Debt. We even have credit karma and Equifax and all of these things to keep up with our debt. This is America. Another thing about America is, and I do too, but we all love our sports. And sports is one of those things that can be a good distraction in this world of debt and anger and chaos and race wars and inward fighting. But America has really done this job when it comes to sports. They find the best of the best, and they figure out a way to capitalize off of these athletes. If you can pay an athlete $20 million, $50 million a year, you can only imagine how much the owner makes. This is just real talk, people. You making them a lot of money if they can pay you $51 million a year for 4 years straight. America has done its job with medicine. Tylenol, Advil, Aleve, Pepto-Bismol, and anything you want to name. When those names pop up, you know exactly what they are for. But the pharmaceutical companies have made, I'm pretty sure it got to be trillions. If you think you got a headache, we don't use natural remedies. A stomach ache, we don't use natural remedies. We go straight to that store and get what they prescribe. This is America. We are spoon-fed culture. We are spoon-fed medicine. We are spoon-fed our lives, our diets. We are spoon-fed everything. We don't think for ourselves. We think that AI is so bad, but we have been bad. America is bad. America has trained us in our way of thinking. And school is just being a worker without being paid. Public school is for C-average people. We live in a world where it's C-average people. You're not going to use trigonometry in your everyday life. You're not going to, passing the SAT is not going to matter in your everyday life. That matters in the curriculum. We have to understand that every day you are going to encounter more C-average students than anything. When you go to Taco Bell, when you go to a warehouse, when you see the person driving a truck, when you talk to somebody at Coney Island, the average person is a C-average person. We have to understand that that's why public schools were created. They are created to keep a lot of averages. See, if you are good at working on cars, school should be based on you working on cars. If you're good at interior decorating, your schooling should be based on you interior decorating, because that's what you're going to go into. That's the field you're going to go into. But they're going to say, oh, you're bad at math, you're bad at English, you're bad at reading, so you're a bad student, you're a bad person. Therefore, you can't go out in the world and be an interior decorator. Why not? I would get an A+ in this. But we live in a world where we have a collective. the collectively poor, the collectively sleep, the collectively stupid, the collectively consumer, and the collectively C-average student. They are not helping you with your strengths. They are just helping you get by. They are not giving you tools to make it. They are just giving you, here you go. You can get a little bit. I'm going to put you in the same class as this person, and they're great at English. They're great at reading, but they can't fix cars like I can. But that's not in the curriculum. See, the world is just a stage, and we all play our part. That's the crazy part about life. We all have a part to play, no matter who you are in this world. And America has done its job in choosing what part you play. I think it's about time that you figure out what part you want to play in this world. Because if you're poor, you don't have to be. It's tough, but it's not impossible to figure out how to get away. You don't have to buy everything that they bring out every second of the day. You can save your money if you want. You don't have to deal with the banks. You don't have to deal with the judicial system. You don't have to deal with all of these things. You have to learn how to live a life to be self-sufficient. You can grow your own food. You can homeschool. You can do whatever you want in America. That's why it's a democracy. That's why it's a free country. Now, there are layers, but I'm just telling you that you can break free from the matrix that we call America. You can break free from the mousetrap. You can break free from the trickery that they have brought on us. And I will say this, Black people, white people, Asian people, whoever you are, Filipino, whatever you are, Mexican, you are the same as me. I am the same as you. There is no difference in this measurement of being a human being. Yes, there are differences in culture and how we act and the things that we do, our academic levels, our mental levels, where we are, the demos and all of that. Yes, that is different. But at the end of the day, if you look at this spirit inside, if you look at it, we all get sick. We all get hungry. We all cry. We all laugh. We all love when a baby is born. We all cry when our friend dies. We all have things that make us universally whole as human beings. We understand each other. It doesn't matter if I don't speak Japanese or Chinese. If I see a Japanese person crying, I can understand that universally. We all have to drink water. We all have to use the bathroom. We all have to sleep. These are universal things that brings us together as human beings. It's time for us to stop thinking about so many things that divide us and start to think about so many of the things that bring us together. This is your boy Hallie, man. I love all of y'all. This is Gvg Podcast. We're trying to tear away some of those bad things in the process of making us better people. I love all of y'all. Until next time, we out. We'll see you. America has done its job in tricking us, in duping us into race wars and inward wars and fighting amongst each other while they're laughing all the way to the bank. We out.